Welcome students to lecture 7 of magnetic effects of current. So in this session we are going to discuss some conceptual and numerical questions based on the concept. Okay, let us begin the session. In last lecture also we did some conceptual question. In this also we are doing the same, right? So let us begin the session. So is the first question. So one sprinkled iron fillings on the cardboard around a current carrying wire P, then trapped on the cardboard. So what did he observe? So they are asking that what is the pattern of the magnetic field lines around a current carrying conductor. So we know that this is the current carrying conductor. So around the current carrying conductor the magnetic field is set up. So the magnetic field around a current carrying conductor is concentric circles. So it will not be elliptical. So option B and option D we can eliminate. Then our answers will be in A and C alone. So A is given as clockwise and B is given as anti-clockwise. So to know the direction of this around the current carrying conductor, let us take the 2 points X and Y on either side of the conductor. So to know the direction of the magnetic field around a current carrying conductor, we are using right hand thumb rule. So right hand thumb rule, we need to hold our current carrying conductor in our right hand. So then we need to close the fingers. So when I am closing the fingers, the X side, the field lines will be like this. The cold fingers are closing. So fingers are closing in this direction. Next, in the same way, at point X. So at point X, I am placing the conductor in my right hand. So the direction of the magnetic field will be like this. Okay. So it is entering into the plane of the paper. So entering into the plane of the paper, leaving the plane of the paper. So it will be like a concentric circle like this. So direction will be anti-clockwise direction. So this is your answer for this. Okay, let us see next one. So which of the following increases the turning speed of a simple DC motor? So DC motor, by increasing the number of turns we can increase the torque acting on it, is because torque acting on the current carrying loop is tau is equals to Ni AB. So increasing the number of turns, if number of turns increases, then we can increase the speed of the motor. In the same way, increase in the input DC voltage. If DC voltage increases, strength of the current passing through the coil will also increases, then turning speed also increases. Then the inserting of a copper core in the coil. So inserting of copper core never influences the speed of the coil in the magnetic field. So therefore option C is the wrong option. So A and B are the first and second options will be the correct options. So our answer will be only 1 and 2 is the right. Next, let us see the next question. A wire placed between the magnetic poles as shown in figure. So in which direction does the force acting on the wire? So this is the direction of the magnetic field. So we need to analyze with the help of the Fleming's left hand rule. According to Fleming's left hand rule, we need to stretch our forefinger, central finger and thumb. So forefinger we need to stretch in the direction of the magnetic field. So this is the direction of the magnetic field. So forefinger. Okay. Next. So index. So index represents, the central finger represents the direction of the current. So we need to stretch the central finger in the direction of the current. So C represents central finger, C represents current. Then these three will be forefinger, central finger and thumb will be perpendicular to each other. So that's why the direction of the thumb gives the direction of the force acting on it is therefore force vertically upwards on the wire. So option B is the correct one. Let us see next one. A field due to a long straight wire carrying current I is proportional to. So long straight wire, so magnetic field due to a straight wire is directly proportional to strength of the current and inversely proportional to distance from the conductor to the point P. So therefore we can get B directly proportional to I. Next, in right hand thumb rule, the thumb point towards the, so thumb point towards the in which direction? So it right hand thumb rule. So right hand thumb rule, the direction of the current. Okay, now so thumb we need to place in the direction of the current. It is not in the direction of the magnetic field, not in the direction of the Earth's magnetic field. So this is your option. Right, next one. The magnetic line of forces in the form of parallel straight line because the magnetic field lines are parallel. Okay, so uniform magnetic field, nature of core material, air gap between its ends, strength of the current, none of this. So if the magnetic field lines are parallel and equally spaced, then it represents the direction of the or the orientation of the uniform magnetic field. Next, which one of the following options represent the direction of the magnetic field in the figure? So it is the Fleming's left hand rule. So with the help of the Fleming's left hand rule, they're asking the direction of the magnetic field. So magnetic field given by direction of the index finger or forefinger. So this is the index finger or forefinger. So B gives the direction of the magnetic field. Then what about C? The C gives the direction of the current. And then A gives the direction of force acting on the conductor. Right. The direction of magnetic field at any point can be found by using direction we can find out with the help of a compass needle. Next, a straight current carrying conductor is kept along the axis of a circular loop carrying the current. The force exerted by the straight conductor on the loop is. So see, a straight conductor is placed on the axis of a current carrying circular loop. So this is a current carrying circular loop. So now a conductor is placed along the axis. So along the axis of a circular coil. So force exerted by the conductor on the loop is. Okay, na? So the options are given: perpendicular to the plane of the loop, in the plane of the loop, away from the center, in the plane of the loop, towards the center, and it will be given as 0. So here this is it creates a magnetic field, and this is the current carrying conductor I. The field is perpendicular to the current carrying conductor. That means it will be upwards. The field will be upwards. So the current carrying coil is placed like this. Therefore, so perpendicular to the plane of the loop. So force acting is the perpendicular to the plane of the loop. Right, next. A wire carrying a current of 5 ampere is placed perpendicular to magnetic field induction of 2 Tesla. The force on each centimeter of the wire. So force acting on the current carrying conductor. So F is equals to ILB sin theta. This formula we know it already. So here the conductor is placed perpendicular, theta is 90. Therefore F is equals to ILB sin 90 value is 1. They are asking force acting on each centimeter. So F by L I into B. So 5 into 2, that is 10. So but we need to find on each centimeter. So this value I am taking in meter, centimeter I am converting. So 100, therefore 0.1 Newton is the force acting per unit centimeter. This is the force acting per unit length. Force acting per unit length, that is 1 meter. So but we need to convert this 1 meter into centimeter, that's why I am dividing with 100. Therefore 10 by 100 I am going to get 0.1 Newton. If the force acting per unit length they are asking unit meter, your answer will be 10. But here they are asking force acting per each centimeter. That's why we need to write in the place of meter as centimeter. Right, let us see next one. The direction of the magnetic field pattern produced by a straight wire can be determined with the help of the which of the following rule. So straight conductor, so straight wire can be determined with the help of the right hand thumb rule. So thumb rule is helps to find out the magnetic field pattern around a straight current carrying conductor. Next, study the figure, identify which one of the following statement is correct. So it represents the magnetic lines of force, it represents the earth magnetic field, it is a magnetic field pattern of a bar magnet traced by iron fillings, it is an electromagnet, none of these. So it represents the magnetic field lines of force. Next, so but what kind of field line they didn't mention. It is due to a straight conductor or due to a bar, they didn't mention. That's why this option will be wrong. So it represents earth magnetic field. No, it is also wrong. Next, it is a magnetic field pattern of a bar magnet traced by the iron filling. So this is the correct answer. So it is an activity. We need to place a bar magnet on a piece of paper. Then we have to sprinkle the iron fillings around the bar magnet. So when you sprinkle the iron fillings around the bar magnet, after tapping the paper gently, the arrangement of the magnetic field lines around the bar magnet will be as shown in the figure. So it will be the C will be correct answer. So it is not an electromagnet. Electromagnet means definitely the current passage will be there. It is not an electromagnet. Right, let us see next one. So which of the following determine the direction of magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor? So direction of magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor. So current carrying conductor direction can be represented with the help of a right hand thumb rule. So but right hand thumb rule is not given. Then what will be the other law will be used for this? So the other law is Maxwell corkscrew law. Sir, what is Maxwell corkscrew rule? So according to Maxwell corkscrew rule, if you take a right-handed screw, that means when you rotate the screw in anti-clockwise direction, that is the meaning of right-handed screw. So the screw has a number of threads on it. So as we are rotating the screw in anti-clockwise direction, so what happens, the tip of the screw will moving in the forward direction. So this is also helps to find out the direction of the magnetic field due to a straight current carrying conductor. So we need to rotate the right handed screw in anti-clockwise direction. The direction of the screw gives the rotating direction of screw gives the direction of the magnetic field, and tip of the screw gives direction of current. So if you didn't discuss earlier, if you can write this statement. Okay, right, next one. So what happens when the two composite needles are placed near a current carrying wire at points P and Q shown below? So this one already we discussed. So P and Q will be represents the opposite directions of the deflections in the magnetic needle. So therefore option D will be the correct one. Right, let us see next one. So when a bar magnet is broken into two pieces, so when a bar magnet is broken into two pieces or number of pieces, again each small piece is also contains of north pole and south pole. This property of the magnet is known to be dipole property. So we cannot separate the poles of a magnet. Isolated poles never exist. Okay, right. So each piece will have two unlike poles, each piece will have two like poles, we will have a single pole. So single poles never possible. So two unlike poles is possible, this is not possible. The option B is the correct one. Next, magnetic field intensity produced due to a current carrying coil is maximum at. So they are asking due to a current carrying coil. So coil they are asking. So coil is maximum at. So we know the formula for magnetic field due to a current carrying coil on its axis at a distance of x from it. So B is equals to mu naught Ni r square by 2 times of x square plus r square all to the power of 3 by 2. That means as the distance from the coil increases, the B value decreases because X value is increasing. So if this is increasing, denominator increasing, automatically numerator will be decreases because these two are in inverse proportion. So but they are asking it will not possible. So B is not maximum as we are moving away from it. Then let us take at x is equals to 0. X is equals to 0 nothing but I am moving to the center. So center of the coil x is 0. So we can substitute. So mu naught Ni r square by 2 x value 0 r square all to the power of 3 by 2 2 get cancelled. Therefore mu naught Ni r square by 2 r cube. So r square get cancelled. Therefore B is equals to mu naught Ni by 2r is the answer for your question. So at the center of the coil it is maximum. Okay, now so this is wrong and this is also wrong and this is also wrong. Right. A magnetic needle kept in a non-uniform magnetic field experiences. Okay, na? So see, here two types of fields we have. One is uniform magnetic field and the second one is non-uniform magnetic field. So most of the students confused to answer this question. So when a magnetic needle or when a magnet is placed in a uniform magnetic field, when it is placed in a uniform magnetic field, we know that two forces are acting on either sides of the poles of a magnet. So needle nothing but it is also a small magnet only. So F1 is equals to F2. The force F1 is equals to F2, but in what way they are asking? They are acting in opposite direction. Therefore net force acting on it will be 0. So remember this point carefully. So net force acting on a magnet is 0 when it is placed in a uniform magnetic field. Why it is 0? Because these two forces are equal and in the same way unlike forces. What is mean by unlike forces? One is acting upwards, another one is acting downwards. So then what about the torque? So it will experience a torque because the two forces equal, it will constitute a couple, they will rotate the magnet in the magnetic field. The torque acting on it will be NIAB sin theta. So it experiences a torque but not force. Okay now, so experiences a torque but not force. So this is in uniform magnetic field. It may be a compass needle, or it may be a magnetic needle or a magnet. So then what about the non-uniform magnetic field? So what is mean by non-uniform magnetic field? The field intensity is different at different points. Therefore, so due to the different magnitudes of the field, so the field lines pattern is not parallel to each other. So they will be different pattern, the field will be different at different locations. So at point on north pole a different force is acting because the field direction and magnitude is not same at each point. So F2 is also not equals to F1 because the location of the second pole is different. Therefore F1 is not equals to F2. That means the two poles of a compass needle or two poles of a magnet never experiences the equal force. Therefore net force is not equals to 0. In the same way, it may be experiences some torque. So it experiences a torque. In the same way, force. So force and a torque. So this is your answer. So both. But here in case of a uniform magnetic field, it experiences only the torque but not the force. So here it may experiences a force, in the same way a torque. Sir, why it is torque? Because some here they will be unlike forces will be there, so slightly they will be try to rotate it. Next, the magnetic induction due to a circular current carrying conductor of radius capital R at its center is B naught. So the magnetic field due to a current carrying circular coil at center is given as B naught. We know its value mu naught I by 2R. For suppose its radius is R, we will take. Right, next, the magnetic induction on its axis at a distance of R from the center. So X is equals to R. Then what will be the magnetic induction? So at P. So at P we are going to write mu naught Ni. So here N value we are taking as 1. So this is 1. So Ni R square by 2 times of X square plus R square whole to the power of 3 by 2. So we can write mu naught I R square by 2 times of R square plus R square whole to the power of 3 by 2 because I am substituting X value here. So mu naught I R square by 2 into this is 2R square whole to the power of 3 by 2. So this we can write mu naught I R square 2 into 2 to the power of 3 by 2. I am separating that power. 2 to the power of 3 by 2 R square whole to the power of 3 by 2. These 2 and 2 get cancelled, and then R square R get cancelled. Therefore mu naught I R by, so mu naught I denominator R, so 2 to the power of this is 1 plus 3 by 2. So we can keep like this only. This is we can write 2 root 2 we can write, because 2 into 2 to the power of 1 by 2, 2 into 2 to the power of 1 by 2, I am going to get 2 to the power of 3 by 2. That's why I am writing this quantity as 2 root 2. Let us see what is magnetic field at point P. So mu naught I by 2r. A denominator r is left, r I am writing, r times of 1 by 2 root 2. Okay, so this mu naught I by r is nothing but magnetic field at center. So BP is equals to B naught times of 1 by 2 root 2. They are asking BO and BP. So BO by BP is equals to 2 root 2 by 1. Therefore 2 root 2 is to 1 is the ratio between field intensities at center and point P. So C is your answer. Let us see next one. The magnetic field on the axis of a circular coil of radius A and carrying current I at a distance of 2A from the center. So same formula. So B is equals to mu naught I r square by 2 times of x square plus r square all to the power of 3 by 2. A radius is given as A. Therefore B is equals to mu naught I A square 2 times of x value. Now the distance is 2A. So 2A whole square plus A square. Radius value is r is equals to A given. So mu naught I A square by 2 times of 3. So this is 4A square. So 4A square nothing but we can write 5A square all to the power of 3 by 2. So we can write mu naught I A square by 2 times of this we can write 5 root 5. I am separating this power for 5 in the same way A square all to the power of 3 by 2. So 2 get cancelled. So mu naught I A square by 2 5 is a 10. So 10 by A cube root 5. So this get cancelled. Therefore what I am going to get, B is equals to mu naught I by 10 root 5 into A. So this is your answer. Let us see next one. A wire 10 centimeter long carrying a current of 1.5 ampere is held in a uniform magnetic field which capital B equals to 10 power of minus 3 Tesla. Calculate the force acting on the wire if it is held perpendicular to the lines of the magnetic field. So F, they are asking force acting on the conductor. So F is equals to ILB sin theta. So I value is 1.5. So length value 10 centimeter. So 10 centimeter nothing but 0.1 meter. So 0.1 meter because I am converting this 10 centimeter into meter. At B value 10 to the power of minus 3. So sine 90 because it is placed perpendicular. Therefore 1.15 so 15 is the current. In the same way long wire, so 15 into 10 power of minus 5 we are going to get. So answer is 15 into 10 power of minus 5 Newton. So options are not matching here, so answer will be this alone. So 15 into 10 power of minus 5 Newton is the answer. So here you can make the correction as the option A, you can change it as 15 into 10 power of minus 5 Newton. Okay, so these are the some numericals and conceptual question based on the magnetic effects of current. Thank you. Stay safe.